Let's dry roses and put away already dried roses. So this is something I've wanted to do for a while. So here's my rose I just put in a vase, and after I cut it and enjoy it a few days, I just pick off the pieces, the leaves, and I'm not even putting it on a proper, I mean, I do have a proper drying, it's not a drying rack, it's more of a garden sieve, but I've been using it as a drying rack because it allows the airflow. And I just kind of spread them out on this table and let them dry until they get, they sound like straw, slightly crunchy. I don't really know how to explain that, but I just spread them around. And that way, let me get the vase out of the way. That way I can enjoy the rose. And then once I dry the rose petals, like if you're getting married, you can dry your rose petals to have your guests throw as you walk to the car. That's what we used to do when I was younger, getting ready for my sister's wedding. Oh my golly, this one smells so good. And of course, I don't remember the name of it. It smells exactly like my grandmother. And it may be a little too tedious for some people, but oops, no, I try to be careful and not do that. I don't find it tedious though. If you're in a hurry, wait till you have more time. Because if you hurry, you might rip. You can see, I mean, now that I'm back to work, I just kind of pulled off the whole bulb. Just kind of wrinkled it apart, which isn't as good. I like doing it the way I'm doing it now. But if you don't have time for a craft. Now, the reason I say pick it out of your own garden is because you know what you've put on your plants. I'm an organic gardener, so I know there's no chemicals on this. And if you grow your own roses, you're not paying for them to ship all the way from Colombia, which helps the environment. Some of these, I'm not sure what kind of rose this is, but since it's slightly wrinkled on the inside, if those kind of bother you, you don't have to have them. But see, I'm doing this for my bunny rabbits, and I know they don't care. They just want to taste them and eat them. But if you have a little bit of OCD like I do, it may drive you crazy. So some of the worst crinkles I may not use, but I know that's completely silly. Maybe I'll set them to the side. See if I can deal with it. And then, okay, that's the majority of it. I don't even know how many days it's been taking. It's not that long. Maybe because I've turned them off right now, but maybe because I have air cleaners. It's kind of drying them a little faster. But here's a bulb I picked either, I don't think it was last night. Maybe it was last night. So I picked that one, so it's drying. I don't typically do the bulb, but here's one I did that's, don't know if you can hear that. It's the papery sound. And so I have jars for my red roses, my white roses, and my calendula. It's my first year growing the calendula. Don't know if you can hear that papery sound. So these two in the back are still drying. And I double dried my jar. to make sure there's no dampness in there, because I've done that. I've dried my lavender and taken it to work, and then sure enough it wasn't quite dry enough and all my lavender was moldy. There's a lot of hard work down the drain. And I grow my lavender for the bees, but then if I have extra, I just cut a few for me to help me chill out. Like I said, this might be slow and tedious for some people, but I like it. Okay, here's a big one. And those are all dry. Look at all this. I'm so happy, because then that way, I mean, this calendula, like I said, it's my first year to grow it, and it has taken forever to get a bloom. So this is many weeks worth, which doesn't look like much. And I have, let's see, 1 pot, 2 pot, I think I have 3 pots worth, and then, gosh, at least a month and a half ago, I started 2 to 3 more pots, and I didn't read how incredibly slow they were to give you a bloom. It's kind of aggravating. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I spilled some. So then this winter, when I can give these rose petal treats to the bunnies. Oh, get over here. I can see if they prefer red roses or the white roses. Oh, look how much white rose I have. Look at that. Let's see. So I haven't even thought about how I'll mark the jar, because in a way it looks like apple leather. I'd be in for a surprise if I bit into it thinking it was apple leather. But since I know I've grown it organically and I bit one, that's okay. So all of that red is still drying. Currently my red rose, has been blooming lately, so I've been able to cut from it. And the white rose, I got a lot of the white rose, I want to say up until 3 weeks ago maybe. So I've cleaned and really dried my jars, and this is the jar that just came out of the dishwasher, and my lid, I haven't sealed it for canning yet, but I've been taking my lunch in this, so I'm just dedicating it to the roses, rose petals. Oh, let me put a lid on the, I keep wanting to call it chrysanthemum, calendula. I mean, I've watched a lot of videos about people using calendula in their beauty products, but I just wanted to grow it for the bunnies. I know a lot of those homemade beauty products you have to use quickly or they'll get moldy, and mold is a big no-no for me, so I have to be careful. So let's try the red. That's interesting. The flower itself smells amazing, but the dried petals are not smelling. It's very interesting. It'll be neat to see what I think about all this in the middle of winter when I can't be gardening. That's my goal, is to have it be like a cheery thing, because I get that seasonal affective disorder, and I do lots of little tricks to make sure I don't get bummed out in winter. as you gardeners know, you plan your garden in the winter, and that's always fun. And I force hyacinth. Whoop, dropped one. Okay, so there goes the red. Not as much red, but that's okay. The red is still blooming. I've got this here, and gosh, this smells good. Man, that petal right there smells so good. And I have, I think, 4 more I can cut outside. And the cool thing is the white is working on giving me 1 bloom, and it looks like I'll get 3 more. So that's good. Even though I feel like summer's over because I'm back to work, it's not really over. As long as I can water everything and keep it alive. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day.